Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Mile High Game Guys board gaming podcast. I'm your host, Adrian.
I am suspiciously Zach.
And I'm Jeff.
And now we should hopefully be starting for real.
We've only lost 3 minutes this time.
Only 3 minutes. And it was live.
Better than 57 minutes.
That's true.
Way true.
I can't wait for that to happen on a streaming episode.
Oh, God. Hopefully somebody in chat will catch it before then.
But the reason that happened was because of your old shitty computer, which
yes.
is
now dead.
Shouldn't. Oh, yeah, it's real dead.
Yeah.
But
Good.
anyway, before we get too far into banter, this is a Wednesday episode, and Wednesday episodes are sponsored by our sponsors, Gray Fox Games.
Every time.
I told you, he does it just to annoy me.
Yeah, it's understandable.
I like the redundancy of it. It's nice.
You like redundancy.
Sometimes.
You put ice in my water.
I did.
Yeah.
Do you not like ice?
I love ice in my water.
Okay.
I just did not specify. So it's a pleasant surprise.
I prefer water in my ice, to be fair.
I mean, isn't ice technically water?
It is.
So there you go.
Technically and factually.
and literally.
All of the ways.
Yeah.
So, what have you guys been up to? Weekend? Anything exciting going on?
Labor Day weekend.
Yep.
Nothing.
Are you feeling any better?
I am feeling dramatically better. I do still have a little bit of a cough.
Great.
So that's just going to be a thing.
Mm-hmm.
But it's one of those where like I have it real bad in the morning, and then it kind of goes away throughout most of the day, and then towards the evening it kind of starts back up again.
Okay.
So it's not ideal, but it's not as bad as it was.
Gotcha.
And overall, I feel much better.
That's good.
So I no longer feel like I want to die.
Yeah.
Any more than normal. The normal amount of wanting to die.
Yeah. Just the traditional normal death wishes.
Yeah.
I haven't been up to much. I've been spending a lot of my time, free time playing Control. It's that new third-person X-Files meets Twin Peaks meets. If anyone's read the SCP wiki with all the weird kind of creepy stories, this takes heavy inspiration from the SCP wiki. Also known as Secure, Contain, Protect. It's all these weird items that have paranormal abilities or like weird, just a bunch of weird shit. If you haven't read SCP, go do it. But go do it when you don't have anything to do, because you will get stuck reading that for hours, because it's all awesome.
Okay.
And it's all user written and vetted and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
So people just submit stuff and other people be like, oh, that's good. And then they post it as SCP 4922. Or whatever. There's thousands of them now. But that's basically what this game is you walk into this building, you have no idea what's going on, but you know that this group stole your brother like 17 years ago. And then they just start calling you the new director of the Federal Bureau of Control. And you're like, what's going on? I have this weird gun.
Uh-huh.
And then monsters.
Gotcha.
But it's a lot of fun. You get crazy teleconnect, throw shit powers, and
That's what I've heard. What are you playing it on?
PC.
Okay.
Runs great.
Nice.
The console versions, I've heard, if you don't have the new
Like
half
PS
step 4K consoles, it runs real garbage.
Oh, PS4 Pro or the Xbox One X?
Yeah,
Okay.
I've
That's
heard
good to know.
the standard PS4 version is pretty bad.
That's good.
When you get into some combat.
I'm glad to know that, because my PS4, I have a launch day one. It is on.
As do I.
It is. I don't know if it's on its last legs, but it's definitely a senior citizen for all intents and purposes.
My Xbox One is great. However, the charge cable and the remote are starting to not interact well.
Yeah, I just replaced my USB cable in the last couple weeks, actually, and that totally fixed it. It was the USB cable. You can get them for $8 on Amazon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I did that exact same thing.
Good. Good to know. Because, yeah, it's like I got to, like, hold it, like, awkwardly.
Yep.
It's like...
Just buy the new cable. Spend the $8. I was playing a lot of Forza Horizon 4 at the time, and I was just like, it's cable time.
Yep.
Then, yeah, it's been Control. Control's been taking control.
Okay.
If anyone's played any of the Alan Wake games...
Yeah, it's by Remedy.
It's by Remedy. And it's...
Max Payne 2 as well.
Yes. And the first Max Payne? Not just 2.
No,
Max Payne as
As
well.
well,
Gotcha.
yes.
Not just Max Payne 2.
No.
Because there is a Max Payne 2
Yes,
and
there-
a 3.
yes, there is.
3 was by Rockstar.
Yeah.
Yeah, of Grand Theft Auto fame.
Yeah.
Yeah, Control is real fucking good. I'm glad that that game is reviewing well and doing well in general.
Yeah, I am thinking about getting that at some point.
The Humble bundle or Humble store has it for if you're like a monthly member.
Uh-huh.
It was like $51.
I'm not a monthly member.
Yeah.
So,
20% off all
Yep.
my game purchases.
That's pretty sweet.
but I mean, you pay $12 a month for that.
And then I get a bunch of
Well,
free
yes.
games with that as well.
That's true. But
Yeah.
all depends if you want those games or not.
Most of them are good. They're usually worth $12.
I mean, in the sense that they're empirically worth that, yes. If you will actually play them or not,
Yeah.
is a different thing.
I usually play one
Okay.
or two.
I caved and spent $60 on a year's worth of Xbox Gold, and then did their 2 months for $2
Yeah.
to the Xbox Live, I don't know, Ultimate or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Yeah. Game
Uh,
Pass Ultimate.
Game
Ultimate
Pass,
Game Pass. Yeah.
Which converts all your gold to Game Pass. So for like $72, I got a year's worth of Game Pass.
Mhm.
Okay.
People did that up to like 3 years worth.
They maxed it at 36 months, and like people were like discovered that, and they were like talking about it, and then Microsoft just came out and was like, yeah, totally, that's
Do it.
like
Yeah.
that's the way you should do it.
Yes.
You should give us $140 right now.
Yes. Yeah.
Lock it in for 3 years, no matter what the quality does, no matter what the game library does.
Yeah.
Lock it in. So I mean I caved. I locked it in for a year.
Nice.
And so like one of the games they have on there is I'm drawing a blank on it. It's a zombie survival base builder game.
Uh,
That doesn't seem like your style of game.
I know, right?
by Daylight?
No. Like it's not How to Survive. That's another zombie survival base builder game.
Yeah.
It's the second one though in the series. I've been playing a bunch of it. I'd played the first one on PC for a long time, and they came out with the second one, and reviews on Steam tanked because people were pissed. They were like, "Oh, you promised all these updates and bug fixes."
State of Decay 2.
Yes, that's the one. You promised all these bug fixes and shit, and then you just put out 2, and it's 1 but patched and like functional. And so I
But it's all new content, isn't it?
Yeah.
I never played the first one.
It
but-
is. And now playing the second one, it is significantly different. The base management system's way better.
Yeah.
Like almost everything's better. Like I can understand them wanting to charge like the extra like $30,
Gotcha.
for 2. But now it's included on my Game Pass. So
Yeah.
I've been playing that, and Megan really likes to watch me play that. So like I'll sit on the couch playing that, and she'll knit, and then Jester will lay like across both of us, like a giant doggy seatbelt.
Gotcha.
And so that's what I've been playing when I need to like desperately de-stress from audio visual troubleshooting.
I canceled my PC version of that because I still can't install 3/4 of the games. It's really annoying.
That's weird.
That is really weird.
It's
Your Windows is up to date?
Yeah, no, it's for an amount of people. There's something where any game that needs admin approval just will not work.
Huh.
And I've gone through all the things that I've seen multiple places in order to get that to work. Doesn't. So until that shit's fixed, I won't have it on my computer.
Sounds to me like a CPU/motherboard issue.
No, it's
So-
not.
Nope.
No.
No. I know what a motherboard issue is.
Yes.
And it is fixed.
Yeah.
I also got to start playing Senua's Sacrifice. Was the other
Yes.
game I got on the Game Pass.
Yeah.
That's like really fucking good.
Hellblade.
Yeah, it is.
But I can
Hellblade.
only take like so much of
Are
that.
you
before I need
wearing
to be like,
you're wearing a headset while playing that?
No.
You got
Yeah, you need the headset.
you need the headset.
One, I don't have a headset that will reach from my Xbox to the couch.
The Xbox headset, you can just plug it in the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to have one of those.
Oh.
It's-
You don't.
it's-
Your
you could-
controller is older where it needs the adapter for the headset.
No. Like
You-
I had one that plugged into my controller.
should
it just,
be able to, like,
it dead.
Literally
Use-
any
any
headphones.
headset can just be plugged into your
Oh.
controller.
Let's say the one you're using now.
Yeah, literally the one you have, or the one I have, or the one that Jeff
Well, then I
has.
need to just get a splitter so that Megan can also listen when I play.
Yes.
'cause
Great.
she wants to be a part of it.
Yes.
So
But that game is really needs that. I feel like to really get that whole going crazy thing.
Yes.
okay.
The voices in your head, they work a lot better when it sounds like they're in your head.
Yeah.
No, but that's a fun game. But I know, like, I'm trying to save up to get a Switch again,
Okay.
and I'm definitely going to be getting Dead Cell and Into the Breach and
Yeah,
Slay the
and-
Spire again for all
Yeah,
of those.
because you have to rebuy everything because your account's stuck on that Switch. Your old
Yeah.
one.
No, I never owned it when I was on the
Oh,
Switch.
okay.
I know I want those on the Switch.
Gotcha.
So because those are great games, and then it means I guess I have to play it again to unlock all the shit. So
Yeah.
Gotcha. Cool.
yeah.
I
think
what
that's-
what about board games? This is a board game podcast. Ostensibly, it's in the board game category on Twitch. Let's talk about some board games.
It was only 13 minutes of not board games.
Yeah, it's actually not too bad for us.
No.
Yeah.
Weather's been hot. That's it. That's the weather update. Traffic still sucks.
Yes. Oh yeah, weather was real hot today. It was not fun.
Yeah.
I brought some people from the zoo. I brought some people to the zoo, to the Natural History Museum to the aquarium because they're like it'll be cool in there. And then I also brought some people from the aquarium to the Natural History Museum. But
Aren't they very close? Oh wait, the aquarium is not close to the.
no,
the zoo is.
But the zoo and the natural. So I basically just went right back to where I came.
Okay.
But apparently the animals were not happy with the heat.
I'm sure they weren't.
You don't say.
Yeah.
Yeah. I made sure to not go outside at all today because I knew it was going to be like crazy fucking hot.
Gotcha.
So,
Yep.
I saw Once Upon a Time in Hollywood for a second time today.
Okay.
And now that I know at least something about the Manson murders, the movie
makes a
has
lot-
more context
Yes.
into what's happening.
Oh, that's right, because you didn't know the first time.
I was like, nope, I have no clue about anything Charles Manson except that, he's a crazy person. and-
Yeah.
Yeah, because it wasn't even that you didn't know the movie was going to be about the Manson murders. It was
Which I
that
didn't.
you didn't know anything really about the Manson murders other than the fact that they're called the Manson murders.
And they happened, and he didn't do the murdering, and it was his weird cult, and he killed like famous people.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. See, I knew enough about it that like some of those initial like times and dates, I was like, oh yeah, okay, I see where this is going.
No, I was
he
I
lives-
was all invested in Brad Pitt
Hey, that's
with a shirt off,
yeah,
having flashbacks on a roof.
yeah. Weren't we all right?
Yeah.
Beating up Bruce Lee.
Yes.
Yes, in his mind.
In his
mind, he beat up Bruce Lee.
well, I mean,
You never know.
It was a
you never-
flashback.
it was a flashback. Yes.
There was some flack from Bruce Lee's family
yes.
about his
His daughter felt it was unfair to him.
yeah, but I think they
Not the fact that he beat him up, but that
he wouldn't act. Bruce Lee wouldn't have acted like that.
Yeah.
but it was also his
recollection of it. So.
flashback of the yeah.
Yes.
When he's sitting up on the roof drinking
Exactly.
a beer,
Fixing an antenna.
Yeah.
Because there's no indication that he's in any way a reliable narrator. It might not even be a flashback. It might be, that time that Bruce Lee said something to him and he's imagining how it should have went down.
I feel like it was there to showcase like when people think of this guy's a show like this movie star is a badass. A lot of people think of Bruce Lee, and so for him to
Beat up
Bruce Lee is like this guy is like the real deal. So later you're like, oh shit. So,
Yeah.
but
Face meet fireplace.
exactly.
I want to go watch that again.
Yeah.
I feel like even knowing the Manson murder stuff going in my first time, I still think it's a movie that would be better on a rewatch.
Oh, I
just
think
with
I
more
think a lot of
context.
his
Yeah.
movies are great for that.
Yeah.
Like
I noticed a lot more feet.
yes. Oh,
There is a lot.
I noticed that first time around. Anytime it's a Quentin Tarantino movie, I'm always just like, anytime a foot comes up,
I
I'm
knew
like,
the one
yeah.
in the car, but
Oh, yeah,
there was
yeah.
more beyond.
Yes,
this.
there was.
No.
Yeah, there's a lot of feet.
Yeah, he likes feet. If you don't know that.
Oh no, I
no,
am well
not
aware.
even you. Just
Oh, listeners.
the listeners.
This
Yes.
is in case no one knew.
Yeah.
Just in case you were unaware of his minor obsession with feet.
Minor, huh? Board games.
Board games.
Yeah. I have not played a whole lot, but I pretty much all of my gaming was at game night. Lately, all of my free time outside of game night and outside of recordings has gone into work, that little bit of the video gaming, or troubleshooting this fucking studio.
Yeah.
It's pretty solid right now.
I think it's great right now.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed. Stays that way. Good job, Zach. But anyway, so at game night, I did play a few different games. I played 2 more games of Cryptid. I've talked a lot about Cryptid.
Yes, you
so
have.
I'm not going to really go much into detail. I taught a couple new players. I think my first game, there was 3 out of 5 were new, 4 out of 5. And then the second game, Sean jumped in, who's a regular game night and who loves Cryptid. And I was super proud that I beat him in that. I won both games, but beating Sean was like a crowning achievement for me. because I know he plays a lot and is apparently pretty good at it.
You're just grabbing the brim of your crown. Is that what that was?
That might have been what that was.
That's okay. Because crowns are known for having their brims.
Yeah, I don't.
A nice, wide, long brim in that crown.
We'll get to crowns later.
But the first game I won by accident because, well, not by accident, but by chance. We'll say it's by chance.
Okay.
Because I thought I had somebody's clue figured out, and then the person right before me on a turn went and was like, here, and chose the place I was going to choose. And it was wrong. And I was like, oh, this makes me reevaluate everything. And I did another question on that turn, and it went all the way around with multiple people doing guesses. And through all of them, I just kept getting more and more confused about what the one person's clue that I thought I knew was. I was like, I have no idea. And I was like, screw it. It's gotten to this point in the game. It's not going to make it around again. I choose here. And I was right. And that was it. So
I want every game of Cryptid to have the first person just make a random guess.
somebody did that in the second game.
Yeah.
Like their first thing was like, I guess here.
If you ever convince me to play that game, I'm going to do that. And then if I ever get it right,
You're never playing again.
Never play. I will destroy that copy of the game.
Nice.
I'll buy you another one. That's fine. But this game is done.
It's a cursed object of power.
Exactly.
Yes. I did also play, for actual games I played 4-player Hanabi with the deluxe set, the tiles.
Yep.
We did okay.
Mm-hmm.
Zach, you were in the game with me.
Yeah, we did play 2 games of it.
I only played the one.
Oh, that's right.
And then I stepped out.
Yeah.
The first game, it went pretty well. Everybody at least played before. It was you, me, Wes, and Allison.
Mm-hmm.
And we mostly just got draw fucked.
No, yeah, we got like 20 points at the end, and they're realistically like it was the white ones, I think.
We just couldn't find them.
Couldn't find them until near the very end, and we just couldn't get stuff out when we needed to.
And Wes had just a terrible hand the entire game, and so the only time he got to do anything was when he drew something, and it got all the way around to you, and you gave him a clue, and then he played the tile he just drew, and then he draw junk, and then just be sitting on junk. And in a 4-player game especially, it's kind of you get the idea, nobody's giving me clues, my hand must be junk. But you can't really just start burning a lot because that speeds up the game. So there's a weird balance of giving clues and trying to just be vaguely productive with things. But it was fun. I still 2-player with the cards is where I love Hanabi. I would play 4-player with tiles. I don't really like 4-player with cards.
Gotcha.
But
then also the fact that we had all played it and you all knew you knew that we were all competent, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't have to teach anybody fucking Hanabi. Then the last game I played late at the end of game night out on the patio because it was actually cool out there and it was the only place we could find enough space. We played a 4-player game of Dorado, which was given to us by Boyd, who's in the chat right now. So thanks, Boyd. But played that, had to teach one person, and the other 2 had played before, but one of them had only played once, and the other one hadn't played in a long time. It was John, listener John, who was in from out of town.
Oh, yeah.
And his coworker.
Yeah.
And they also were the ones they both played Cryptid with me. It was John whose clue I thought I had, and then I lost it, and I was pretty sure he was cheating. But we played, it was the most bullshit ending for Dorado ever. So I got out to a pretty good lead, and then I got stuck, and got card fucked, and then block fucked, and things were just not going well for me. But then I ended up being able to make a good break right at the end, and I made it to Dorado. And I was second in turn order, so first player wasn't going to get a go again, and they hadn't made it. And the third player definitely couldn't make it. They got close, but they both first and third got to the edge, but not quite there. Well, then the fourth player went, and I did not see. They were the furthest behind. They were way in last. They were 3 tiles back. I didn't think they'd make it.
Were you playing with Cursed?
We were playing with Cursed. And they pulled a Zach, and they went curse, portal, move, portal, move, in.
So they were drawing a lot of curse tiles.
Yeah. And the last 2 curse tiles they drew were everybody else gets to make 1 move curse tiles. So the other 2 people who weren't going to be able to make it in with those 2 moves were able to make it in.
Nice.
And so it went from me winning undisputed to those 2, first and third, going to tiebreaker for first, and then going to double tiebreaker for first, and I was just left far alone in the dust.
Womp womp.
Devastated by the ending of that one.
Yeah.
But it was a lot of fun. I still really like that one. It's a great little deck builder. I like the small cards because, like, the big cards, you're not going to be able to fit. If you're playing with everything, you're not going to be able to fit them.
Yeah.
It's just not on a reasonable table. Like, it was taking up a good amount of space.
Yeah.
But had a lot of fun with it. Really like that game. And it's great for game night.
Yep.
It's easy to teach. It looks cool. It's one of those that kind of draws people in. They're like, what's this big, ridiculous, like, twisty, windy board you're playing on? And race games are usually pretty fun. So I dug it.
Cool.
What about you, Zach? What did you play?
I played some more Click Clack Lumberjack at game night, which is fun as always.
Indeed.
I think I ended up winning. This is the first time that we played 5 times, and Paul didn't win a single one of them. I won 4 of them, and then Ryan won once. And I believe one person did knock over almost the entire thing.
Yeah.
Like from one of the starting hits, and knock like 4 of them, like all but like 1 or 2 of the trunks over. So that went well, and then I ended up just, as per usual, playing cribbage. I brought my fancy board, and I continue to be cursed with it. I ended up playing we did a 4-player game, so 2-on-2. And the first game I actually won with Paul was my partner. And then, so I was like, yeah, the curse is broken. But then we ended up making it a best 2 out of 3. And then I ended up losing the next 2 ones. So overall, I still have not overall won on that one.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. And what was funny is that during the third game, Paul and I were doing well, like 30 points ahead, and it was like 40-70. And then I did the classic thing of going, all right, well, I figure it's like, because we were playing with someone who was somewhat new. And I was like, well, here, let me tell you what skunking means. And Paul was just like, God damn it, Zach, why did you tell him that? And then our hands just continued, like they just started sucking worse and worse, to the fact where we lost that one. We were like at 100 for the points. Like we made it past the skunk line, but still not enough that Paul was just like, you son of a bitch, Zach. Why did you curse us like that?
Okay.
Yeah, but we were playing with his cards. They're called like Kopang or something like that.
They were nice.
Yeah, they're real nice. They're a plastic blend that he said that people like casinos use or something like that.
Yeah.
If they're using those style of cards, they bridge so easily that I forget who I told, but I was like, you have to, if you can't bridge well, you're gonna make these just go everywhere. Like, make sure you have control of them, because they're just gonna slip like nobody's business. But they look nice. I ended up ordering my own pair because it comes in a set of 2, and his were red and green, I think. And I got gold and black. So I will be putting one, if not both. Be putting one of those in my cribbage set so that I can use those in the future.
Right on.
No more tiny epic Western cards?
They'll still be in there.
Okay.
But like you said, just real nice cards. They slide really great. They shuffle amazingly. They feel good.
Awesome.
So that was basically it for me. So
Okay. What about you, Hefe? What have you been playing?
The only thing I played at game night was Walking in Burano. Probably saying that incorrectly. Some Italian town. It's a little set collection card drafting game where you can have 5 buildings. There's 6 colors. You get more points for having like the same color, or you don't take penalty. And they'll all have different stuff on them, like different colored flowers, or plants, or cats, or different colored awnings, or people on the streets. People in the streets.
People on the streets.
When you finish a building, you get to have you grab a tourist card or a resident card. Okay. And then they score in different ways. Like the tourist will score like all the plants in that building vertically. Yeah. But one of the like residents or workers will score 3 of them horizontally. And you're just adding up how many different of that symbol is in there. And there's a bunch of different scoring cards and things. Okay. It was a neat little basic card drafting game. V was able to play it, so that was really key, I think.
She's a big fan of that game.
Yeah. Yeah, it was fine.
I remember seeing it at Gen Con, and then somebody from Wizard's Chest had grabbed it, and so she was just like, let me play that game. So
Yeah,
Cool.
and at 4 players, I think it only took 30 minutes,
Sounds
40
about
minutes,
right.
something like that. Yeah, it was a fun little game.
Sweet. Well, then that wraps up pretty much all of the banter. No Kingdom Death Hour.
no, we just want to mention that we played Mansions of Badness
Yeah.
on a stream on Friday.
Yeah, I don't know why we don't mention that because it's not going out on the normal podcast stream.
That is
So
correct.
if you're a podcast listener and you did not know, on Friday we did a live stream, the 3 of us, of Mansions of Madness, second edition,
The ill-fated exhibit.
Yep.
Scenario.
which
Yep.
is like a murder mystery in a museum.
Yes.
kind
It's
of
not even
thing.
murder mystery.
No,
It's a logic problem, is
logic
what it was.
problem. But you're trying to solve like which of 5 different artifacts is responsible for the deaths and destruction.
And you get a bunch of clues
Yep.
where they were found, when they were found, and what they do.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you got to piece it together and figure out which one. So we did that on Friday. We did a live stream. You can watch it either over on our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/MHGameGuys, or as of recording day today, Sunday, it is uploaded over on YouTube. So you can jump over to YouTube. Audio is still not great on that one.
Yep.
We thought we had fixed the audio when we did our recording recording on Sunday last week. We
Yeah.
thought we had fixed some of the background noise and the left-right issues. And then we came back on Friday to do the live stream, and everything was back.
Yep.
All
Yeah,
of the
everything was
problems.
terrible again.
Yep.
So we were supposed to start at 7:30. We didn't start till 7, and we didn't start till 8:30.
8:24. So Paul still wasn't right.
No, it was 8:36.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it was past it. So
Yes.
I see.
yeah.
But it's on YouTube now. I think overall, most of the stream, there were also some issues with like the app was weirdly glitchy. So there's
Slow.
some
The
issues.
mouse.
Yeah, like trying to actually click and move things was not always perfect. So there are some issues. It's not our best stream.
I
It's
would
our
say our first actual game
It's
stream.
Yeah.
by definition our best board game stream
That's
because
true.
it's the only one we've done.
Yes.
But it's still not great. But I
No.
think the content's really good. The
Yeah.
scenario we had a lot of fun with.
Yes. I don't know. We had a lot of fun. I don't know how well it translates
Right.
to people watching it, but I mean, you get to watch us reason out a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
Um,
You get to hear me do a bunch of ridiculous voices,
Uh-huh.
including a female janitor who talked about like this.
Yeah.
Because you didn't know she was a lady to start with, and you just went
Yeah,
through-
you get like 2 sentences of like the person speaking, and then it's like she stops to lean on her handle, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
this is a lady janitor.
Yeah.
you just assumed her gender.
Yeah.
Yes, I was very sexist in that I assumed that
The janitor
like
was male.
80% of the janitors I've met have been men.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I went with a
Well,
man.
you haven't played Control.
That's true. He hasn't.
Sometimes they're
so-
Finnish.
Okay.
Boy, is there a lot of Finn in that game.
Okay.
I think the hater has talked a bit about the language
And
in Finland and how it's just totally different.
Yeah,
It's
from every-
bonkers.
It is absolutely batshit insane.
Well, remember, you even attempted to say a sentence.
boy. Hearing there's a Finnish character in the game, and just hearing it, I'm just like, what
Yeah.
sort of alien language are you speaking right now?
When I went to LieriaCon a while back, there was a Finn like game producer guy. It's like a husband, wife, and older child. I don't remember if it was a son or a daughter now. Like team, and they had Dar winning, and like with his accent, it was like there was a heavy roll that just was through that entire Dar winning.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
sure.
Uh-huh.
And then like when he got really drunk, he just became unintelligible with his accent.
Nice.
And when he did slip into Finnish, like when they would talk in Finnish, it was the same thing. It was like, those are just sounds.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is the least language-like sounding language.
Have you ever listened to like their like little clips that people do where they will try to approximate what English sounds to people who don't know what English is?
No.
It's bizarre.
It's bizarre to have them because they'll speak English, but they say it like, and it's just how they're saying stuff. You're like, oh, my brain does not like this at all.
Oh, see, the one I saw, they
Uh-huh.
didn't even use English words. They
Uh-huh.
used words that sound like English words.
Well, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like, no.
You're like, no, that doesn't. I mean, you're like, I get it. It does, but also, yeah, my brain does not like it. So
So we played Mansions of Madness second edition.
yes,
Yeah. That's the point of that.
Yes.
It was a lot of fun. We won't spoil it since it was
No.
a mystery episode.
No.
It was definitely the most unique of them that I had played.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know we're gonna want to make sure the app responds better before we do
In
another
the
one of those.
future.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm looking into some issues because I have like a fucking redunculous computer. I spent $1,200 building my own. Like I bought good stuff. So it should have ran fine. So I don't know what was going on there.
Could be some mixture of the streaming with CPU load. With...
Yeah, something with, even XSplit, like the way it does the game capture where it identifies like, oh, you're running a game here. Let's pull that game's data over doubled. And I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm doing some looking into it. I am also considering, if somebody's interested, selling my CPU and motherboard that are a month and a half old, so I can upgrade to the next gen of the CPU I got. The one I got is a quad core, and the next gen's an 8 core, and should do even better at multi-core threading and stuff.
Yeah.
So.
And you can try overclocking it.
That's
too.
why the fans are louder. It is overclocked.
Gotcha.
I overclocked it today.
Okay.
So when it catches on fire, I fucked up.
Well, at least it's water cooled.
Yeah.
So when it catches on fire, it'll melt the water cooler. It's like a fire extinguisher, right?
Yeah. No, it'll just flash steam and then it'll explode.
You'll have a whole little Chernobyl meltdown just inside your
It's good
computer.
that it's next to you, Adrian.
Just randomly, the last scene there we'll see before everything goes dark, just plexiglass impaling me in the neck.
And then we all die of radiation poisoning.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes, for my uranium core.
Yeah.
And my CPU.
Yeah.
I mean,
you shouldn't have 8 uranium cores in there. I think that's too much.
It is.
If you need help with nuclear reactor building, just let Bullshit Paul know. He's the best in Factorio.
Yeah, sure. I'll let the guy who's good at it in a video game know instead of me, the guy who is military trained to operate nuclear reactors.
I still trust Paul more than you.
That is a mistake when it comes to nuclear reactors, I assure you. I didn't even say nuclear.
Yeah.
I said it right.
Good job.
But anyway, no Kingdom Death Hour. No
I think
Bloody
we
Minute?
have.
Incorrect.
There is a Bloody Minute?
Yeah.
Absolutely. The new season started.
I didn't know that. Usually I get something from you about like, I'm doing Blood Bowls.
I only played yesterday, so...
All right. So here it is, the Bloody Minute. Let's go.
Season 9 has begun, and lo and behold, I'm in the top bracket in the vaults. And then we started off with the traditional Ant versus Jeff match. Some background on the Ant v Jeff classic. Let's call it the Kryptonite classic at this point. Ant being Superman, me being the Kryptonite.
Gotcha.
Going into this, it's like every match I've had against Ant, his dice just burst into flames. And
do they melt down like a reactor? They
absolutely.
Chernobyl.
Yes,
okay.
they Chernobyl out. I'm surprised he didn't die.
Now, what team are you guys playing?
He is playing Korn.
Okay.
Okay.
That's what he
And-
was last.
Yep, and
Okay.
I'm still playing the Demons of Korn, and I'm playing Lizardmen. His team is the newest team. Maybe the Frogs are. I don't remember which one came first, but Bretonnians, Slan, and the Demons of Korn are 3 new teams, and I don't remember which order they came in. But his team has like all frenzy. The only thing that doesn't have frenzy are the things that you would think have frenzy. In his words, are the minor demons that are on the team, because there's like 2 blitzers, linemen, a big bloodthirster, that's the big guy, and then the bloodletters. The bloodletters don't have frenzy.
Okay.
And
I would assume the bloodthirster does.
it sure does.
Okay.
And I had seen Ant play one of his games where he got his second doubles on his bloodthirster, his big guy. So it's a Blodge bloodthirster. And
Fuck.
since he got his Blodge bloodthirster, it has done literally nothing. I think it has 29 star player points, or 30 right now. It just hasn't even gotten its 3rd skill because it can't do anything. So that didn't change this game at all. I chose to receive. He got fame. He kicked to me. And I bashed a little bit. I got his bloodthirster on the ground, and I was like, all right, Skink, kick him in the head with a foul, please. And fouled him out like turn 3, turn
Nice.
2 of the first half. So that was a big relief because he's got Claw, he's got Mighty Blow, he's got Juggernaut, he's got Block, he's got Dodge. So he's breaking my armor 9 on a 7 plus Mighty Blow. So he can really fuck me up, and I'm glad he was out.
Okay.
Little did I know that he wasn't going to do anything when he was on the pitch anyways.
Right.
So I ended up bashing him a little more. The one hook on his team is that the Blood Letters, his minor demons that are kind of like his big players, he's got a double plus move. So he's got a move 8, and then he's got another one that has plus edge. So he's
Okay.
got some good stat ups there. But they're all only armor 7.
Ooh.
So they're pretty easy to, once you knock them down, to get them out.
Okay.
I played the KO game all game. I think I got 9 knockouts, 2 casualties.
Damn.
Yeah. And then
Where was this during the corpse cut?
I have he's armor 7. He's only armor 7 and 8, and his Bloodthirster, his big guy, is only armor 9. And everyone else in that tournament's armor 9.
Gotcha.
Everyone brought armor 9 to that tournament. Which is why Paul brought, Claw, Pylon, Mighty Blow, which is really good against armor. I scored pretty early. I was trying to string it out so his KOs would stay out, but I didn't count. He needed to make a 4+3+. Go for it to hit my ball carrier, who I should have moved and didn't because I didn't count spaces. So he knocked him down, but I was able to get Saurus over there because he was down pretty hard. I think it was down 8-11 at that point.
Oof.
Yeah, and I was able to get the guys off the ball, pick up the ball, score. So he had some of his KOs come back in. His Bloodthirster didn't. He almost scored on the end of the first half. We got a pitch invasion. Pitch invasion is you go through every single person on the pitch. You add your fame to the roll. So I needed 6. Every 6 I would have for his characters on the pitch, they would be stunned, which means they miss a turn.
Okay.
I got 1 of his on 6s. He had 5s because he had fame. He got 5 of mine.
Oh,
Damn.
Jesus.
Yeah. Like 3 skinks. Maybe it was 4. 3 skinks and a Saurus. But it was all sort of like in one area. So it was like, here's a clear path cone of like dudes that aren't going to be able to do anything for 2 turns. And I got real lucky. I had 2 skinks that needed some go for it's. Skinks are strength 2. His ball carrier was strength 3. I was able to get a skink on one corner and blitz with another skink for a 1 die, which I got a POW.
Nice.
And knocked the ball out. The ball bounced a little bit, and then it just ended up in this skink cage. And I had ended up stunning him, and another guy was stunned, and so it was just able to squeak out him not scoring at the end of that second half. So I'm up 1-0, going to the second half. I kick to him, comes pretty far forward. I'm terrible at setting up my Lizardmen on the line. Like, I can never figure out how the fuck to put them on there. Especially against Frenzy.
Did you just put all 5 of them on the line? So they just
No, I just definitely put just 3. His Bloodthirster came back. Against Frenzy, it's hard to set up because you don't want to be too away from the line because you will get fucked up by Frenzy. Push, and you're in the crowd and surfed. And that's literally his whole team except those 4 Bloodletters. Thankfully, his Bloodthirster just really sucked for the rest of the half. His Bloodthirster's Wild Animal. I think he failed 8 out of 10. I think it was 8 out of 10 times that he used his Bloodthirster that he rolled a 1, or it didn't do what... He boneheaded that whole time. With Wild Animal, he just stands there. He doesn't lose his tackle zone or anything.
Right.
But he just stands there and does nothing. And then... towards the end of the game, he got his big dice out. They're like those like big casino size die, but they're block dice.
Okay.
And he got those out. He got a pitcher for a dice cup for this because he was really trying hard to do anything with this Bloodthirster. 3 times, one,
oh, man.
1, just like,
ouch.
Even so much that he was going to loner re-roll the Wild Animal so it could do something.
Yeah. Still
Failed.
nothing.
Yep. Just over and over and over and over. By this time, I was able to just sort of kind of keep pounding KOs out, like 2 casualties. I think 1 casualty was like a serious injury, like missed next game or something like that. He finally hit one of my skinks out that got a niggling injury, which adds +1 to any injury roll. And on a stunty guy, that's real bad. So if you roll a 6, for stunties, they get KO'd on 7, and they get badly hurt on a 10.
Okay.
Or, I'm sorry, on a 9.
Okay.
And normally 10 plus is a casualty. So with niggling injury, all you have to do is roll a 6,
And he's sent.
and he's out of the game.
Wow.
Damn.
He's either KO'd, and then you have to roll an 8 to casualty him out. So a niggling injury on a stunty. So I used my apothecary on it. Thankfully, it just turned into a badly hurt, because that was my only other character that has gotten doubles in my whole team besides my strength up. So I used my apothecary on him,
Okay.
which was good because I didn't need to use my apothecary for the rest of the game.
Oh, good.
Ended up winning that one 3-0.
Cool.
Rough.
Yeah, Ant's dice were just not there. He had multiple 1 reroll 1s on dodges, on go for it's. Like, absolutely, the Kryptonite Cup continues in the world of Blood Bowl with Ant and I.
You get any skill ups or anything?
I had 3 characters that needed 1 casualty, my Crocs and 2 of my Saurus. None of them got the casualties. 2 other Saurus got casualties that already had their second skill. Thankfully, all 3 of them just need an MVP, and one of them just got a regular skill.
Gotcha.
And with the rest of the season, it's like Dark Elves, Skaven,
Okay.
Nurgle, and Khemri.
Okay.
Not in that order, but I think it might be two Dark Elf teams and a Skaven team, Khemri, Nurgle, and then one other one that I'm forgetting. I got 7 rounds.
Okay.
But that's a lot of Edge teams.
Yep.
And I'm up against the guy that won last season, his Dark Elf team, who's playing. They're playing again. I think they played 3 rounds in a row just from happenstance. Like the championship game was against them, and then now they've met back in round 1.
Wow.
Huh.
So we'll see what they do damage-wise to each other. But other Jeff, the championship from last season, has some fucking insane stat ups. 2 plus edges. Plus edges with plus move, doubles on certain guys. Like,
Damn.
his team is fucking brutal. So we'll see how that goes. He probably won't hurt me,
Right.
but like it's gonna be like
He'll just dodge the fuck around you.
I think their last game was like 4-3 against
Yeah.
each other. Yeah,
Wow.
Well, all right then.
yeah. So big win, but it wasn't my fault. It was definitely the
Yeah,
kryptonite.
Right.
Way to go, Jeff. Keep being
Yeah.
kryptonite.
Yeah, that was And I saw Ant's new place, which is very nice.
Nice.
Well, that wraps up all of what we've been playing.
Correct.
So now we can move on to some news and Kickstarters.
Absolutely. First up in news, if you thought The Mind was too boring, here comes The Mind Extreme.
Is it with an X or is it EX?
It is absolutely with an EX. Yeah.
Lame.
So it's not as extreme as it potentially could have been. It's just like sort of extreme,
Yeah.
but that's still a level of extreme.
Yeah. So what makes this so extreme?
Remember how you could play
It
the
features
game
the
with
same
the
gameplay
mind?
as the original game.
Okay.
Remember how you could play the mind with the game?
Yeah.
Well, now you can play the game with the mind extreme,
Yeah.
which is basically what this is.
So basically, what they did is the base mind is 1 to 100,
That is correct.
and you're trying to do it 1 to 100.
Yep.
You're trying to just play them in order. The extreme one now goes to 2 50-card decks. So it's 2 decks of 1 to 50, and you're trying to discard onto 2 separate piles, 1 ascending, 1 descending. So basically, it's like the game.
Yes.
Just instead of 2 ascending and 2 descending
one
and
and
100 card. Well, I guess it's still 100 cards.
Still 100 cards. There's 2 50-card decks.
Oh, yeah, because you're only going 50 to 100, whereas in the game, you're going 1 to 100.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there'll be 2 of each number, which will be interesting. I'm curious if, like, you do a double, if that's legal, or if somebody plays a 5 on one, the other 5 has to go on the other.
I don't know.
You know. And then apparently sometimes you need to play on one of the piles with cards face down so that you can't see what others have played. So you just have to fucking guess. So it just becomes a game of fucking chance.
Well, that is expert mode for the mind. Is you play it like that in the original mind,
and then what? You just look at the end?
you see if you guys messed up. Yeah, after the end, at the end of each round, you look to then see if you played it correctly or not.
So how does that work for losing health? Do you lose one for each time you mess up?
Yes. Yeah.
So you no longer get the everybody gets a free discard when somebody messes up?
Well, it's not that everybody gets a free discard. It's just that if you play it wrong, then it's like, I'm assuming you just get, like,
Well,
you
no,
get
'cause
rid.
in base mind,
Well, yes. No, okay, I know what you're saying there.
everybody reveals their lowest card when
The- oh,
somebody
that-
messes up.
No, that's it with the boomerang or what Shuriken.
Oh, that's right.
Yes.
That's right.
Yeah. So you can still do that and then get rid of them. I don't know if that means you can then, like, you just get rid of your lowest one or you can see what you get rid of.
Okay.
But I haven't played that way yet. So I feel like you lose some of those moments of, like, I play the 45, you play the 46, I play the 47 sort of stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like you're going to
where
lose.
it works perfect.
Yeah. I like that I feel like just playing face down, you're not going to get that. Because
Right.
if I'm like, if I play this, that doesn't mean anything to you. So
And you don't get, like, even on the flip side, the exhilarating but crushing defeat of I'm waiting to, like, make a big jump, and then you go and it's one lower than mine.
Mhm.
Like, it's a 20 on the table, we both wait. You play a 46 and I hold the 45. And
Yep.
It's like, no!
Yep.
So fucking close.
But who knows what this thing is going to play like, I guess. We'll find out.
yes, we will.
Yeah. We'll just play with our regular copy of the mind. Just the ascending is 1 to 50 and the descending is 50 to 100.
Yeah, 51 to 100, yeah.
So, yeah. That is The Mind Extreme coming soon. Should be at Spiel 19 this October.
Next up, if you were tired of rolling rights, start digging a grave, because here comes a whole bunch more that probably don't need to exist.
Yeah. So there's 4 new ones announced in this blog post over on BGG. Uno dice game, Lowdown dice game, and Skipbo dice game, which are all rolling rights. And then the one we're actually going to talk about, because of the 4, it's the only one that actually sounds interesting.
Yeah.
Blockus dice game. And so these were all sneak peeks from Mattel at Gen Con, and they're all going to be coming out in November. But Blockus, the dice game, so for those of you who haven't played Blockus, it's basically multiplayer kind of Tetris, like polyomino placing game. So on your turn, you have a big pile of polyominoes, and you start in your corner, and you place a polyomino, and everybody does that. And then your next turn, you place another polyomino, but the rule is that they can only touch at the corners. So you can't place them ever directly adjacent, and you always have to diagonally touch another piece you've played. And so the board kind of spreads out from the 4 corners, and you start interlacing with people and doing cool things. So Blockus, the dice game, kind of takes that and brings it down to your own little roll and write board. You're going to roll dice equal to the number of players, and then you take turns drafting a dice number, one of the die out of there. And then you look on your little sheet, and they've got, like, if you drafted a 1, here's the shapes you get. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They all have different shapes. You choose which color that shape is going to be. If it's the first of a color, it has to go in one of the 4 corners. There's only 4 colors you can do. And then if it's a subsequent one, you have to follow those rules. So you're basically playing each of the 4 players in a big game of Blockus down on your own little table. And you're just trying to fill them all in. And you, like, mark off when you use a shape, so you don't ever get to use it again. So if you use your 3 shapes, if you take 1s your first 3 turns, you can never use a 1 again, because those shapes are just gone forever. Yeah. It actually, I think this one is of the 4, this is the only one that seems interesting to me.
I can agree with that. That part seems sort of intriguing, that you have to sort of ration out which dice you use, and you're drafting them so people can fuck you that way. But it does. I'm not as big of a fan of, like, because I do feel that Blockus is fairly interactive, because you are, like, trying to maneuver spots where people can't go and stuff like that, and the fact that you're making this sort of solitaire, like, on your own little board.
Yeah, the only interactivity here would be, like, if I saw Jeff had used all of his ones and there was a 1, like, I want to make sure that he takes that.
Exactly. So that's a little bit of a bummer, but it's hard for a roll and write to not be that.
You also get 3 X's, I just saw here. You get 3 X's that are at the top. Mm-hmm. So if you ever can't use any of the die, or you don't like any of the numbers that are left, you can use your X as like a wild to take any other number.
Oh, gotcha.
So you get 3 free wilds. So that actually basically cuts the interactivity out of it entirely. I can't
To an
imagine
extent, yeah.
more than I can't imagine there's going to be more than 3 times you're going to be like blocked that hard.
Yeah. Well, it's like I was looking at the patchwork doodle one, and I saw that it looked like it took out because it's like you're rolling a die to determine which one you're getting versus you making the choice of like the 3.
Yeah.
So it seems like you're losing a decent amount of the choices you can make in patchwork for that one. So
right.
Like I was like, oh, there's a patchwork because I remember there was one, but I saw it at Black and Red and I was like, oh, this is cool. And then I started looking at it and I was like, oh, I put it back.
Yeah.
Shelf. So it seems like it looks like I would do the same thing with this one, the Blockus. So I'd be like, oh, Blockus, and then I look and I'm like, oh, well, now it's everything's just its own thing now. So that's
looking a little deeper here too. It gets a little bit weird because then it says after drawing a piece, you pass your marker clockwise, getting a different color. So I think everybody has the color they're drawing that turn, and you pass it. So you don't get to choose what color you're drawing.
Okay.
Which might make it a little more interesting. And then whenever somebody can't place, they're out of the game, and you roll 1 less die.
Gotcha.
So it goes until everybody's out. So
Okay.
you could, if you play really well, be playing there, rolling 1 die on your own, while all 3 other people just wait for you to score.
Yeah.
And then you count the number of empty places, and whoever has the fewest wins.
Yeah. No, that makes
so
sense.
that's not even a very interesting end to the game, in my opinion.
It doesn't seem like it adds, like, I don't know why I would want to play like that over like second chance or something.
Yeah.
First.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I mean, I'd play it, but I have zero desire to spend money on it.
I agree with that.
So
coming to a board game cafe near you.
Yeah, right?
Blockus dice game.
Oh, man. The Roll and Write, definitely the it style game now.
That Roland Wright is just super hot right now.
He's banking tons of money.
Yep.
Indeed. Moving on to the next in news.
Next up in news, Capstone has announced a new game, Cooper Island.
Yeah, so latest from Capstone, which, anytime Capstone releases something, I immediately get interested. And then I have learned that there's for me, there's an immediate interest, and then it either and that's like a mid to high interest, and then it immediately either goes to like mid to low or like high. And this one I think might be the first where it's just stayed like mid high.
Well, I was gonna say, because I also get an immediate disinterest of it.
Oh, you're like, Capstone game. Yeah. Never mind.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Cooper Island is a new complex strategy game from Andreas Odenhall.
Do we know that person?
He did Lagrange.
Okay.
Lagrange. However, because I've heard people say it all 3 of those different ways, I'm pretty sure it's Lagrange.
And that's about it. Also, Solarius Mission.
I feel like I've heard that one before.
It's another heavy game. He's a heavy game designer. I know the name Andreas.
Well, he's only done like
Odenhall.
2.
I played that's the No Siesta, which is like the dice version of it.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, Cooper Island, it is a 2 to 4 player game where you're competing as explorers trying to colonize their island off the Atlantic Peninsula. You have 2 ships and a worker, and you place landscape tiles over your island, getting resources. Resources are then used to build structures with different special abilities, and certain areas on the island are inaccessible until you clear them, and then supply ships can come in from the old world to help with the colonization, and all of that kind of mixes together into supposedly a very satisfying heavy game. Point scoring and tracking is another unique element where each player marks their points by moving a ship around the perimeter of their island. However, this ship can discover new lands, granting benefits to the players. After 5 rounds, player with the most points is the winner. So, it's debuting at Essen, and hopefully more information to come from there.
Yeah, their partnership was with Frosted Games. Frosted Games. They did Watergate with them last.
Yes.
Oh, nice. The board looks interesting enough, at least. So that's good.
Some would call it overproduced.
I'm certain someone will make that complaint.
I'm sure.
It is kind of an interesting, like, each of you are on like a little peninsula of the island.
Is that just because there are 3 people playing, or is it actually only 3 parts of it?
And I yeah, from this image I cannot tell. But that's what my assumption would be.
You know what happens when you assume.
Yep, lots of asses.
More news coming soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More info, I'm sure, as Spiel gets closer.
Yep.
Spiel.
Month away.
But that wraps up news.
News is complete, which means Kickstarter time. First up on Kickstarter this week, Reigns, the Council. Not quite
and that's REIGNS.
like reigning a kingdom.
Yes.
Not quite funded yet. 47,000 of its $79,000 goal. 1,033 backers. Still just under a month left to go, and its most popular pledge being $35.
You sure it's not the $20,000 pledge? That's not the most popular one?
No. So if you know, I know Reigns from the app.
Yes, same here. Which the app is basically Tinder the game in a way.
You're swiping
left and right.
counselors.
I remember you guys talking about this now.
Yeah.
Like, this popped up, and I was like, why is this even on here?
Yeah.
But I was like, oh, well, it's simple and easy and relatively inexpensive. We'll talk about it. Now I'm glad we did, because you guys, I remember us having this conversation about it being very similar to a Tinder the app game.
Yeah.
It's a 3 to 6 player asymmetric party game.
This one is, yes.
Yeah.
So the app is very simple. You're a ruler, and you have these different advisors that come up and be like, hey, you know, the peasants are hungry. Do you want to give them food, or do you want to just sort of hoard the food?
And that'll like lower your money value and raise your like people's love for you value.
Yeah. But if you ever run out of something or completely fill something,
You die.
you die.
Your
So,
reign ends.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
like if the people's happiness goes all the way down, they riot and kill you. But if they go all the way up, they're like, hey, democracy. And then you're like, okay, well, now you're just sort of off on your own.
Or they love you so much they come and crush you to death with like
Yeah.
hugs.
Yes. And then like there's 4 different ones. There's religion, money, military, and the people.
Okay.
And so in this one person will be the ruler, and then everybody else will be your advisors. And every round they are trying to give you a what do they call it? Proclamation or something like that? A proposal, I think.
That sounds right.
And you will have a track in front of you that tracks your military, your money, your religion, and your people.
Church, people, army, wealth.
There you go. And they'll do a proposal, and it's, you know, you'll make up whatever it's supposed to be. Like I saw one who's like, we want to outlaw vampirism because it is now rampant in the military or something like that.
Yeah, so they tend to have, like, it looks like some of the cards here for the proposals, they'll have like 3 symbols. Like it might, like the one they have on the top of this deck is a lute, a mug of beer, and then a bear.
Mm-hmm.
And then it shows that it is a like church -2. If you accept it, it's church -2, people +1, military -1. If you deny it, it's church +1, money -1. And so using those images, you're supposed to craft a proposal.
Yes.
Like, hey, let's hire a drunken bear jester for the court. And if you're like, no, then the church gets more popular and you lose money because people aren't coming to see your jester.
Yeah.
I don't know. You make all that kind of stuff up. But then you basically adjust that track.
Yeah, and you keep doing that until your reign ends, and then it goes to either the next person or whoever like got the most points during that round or something like that.
They say here the crown is handed to the heir of choice. So you choose who follows you?
Gotcha. Or maybe it's just the like if you went all the way down on money or went all the way, I don't know.
But the advisors all have secret
Yeah.
objectives
Yes.
about what they want things to be. And then ultimately at the end of the game, for the board game version, you're going to get points based on the number of proposal cards that were accepted of yours, as well as your secret goal cards.
Yeah.
Seems a little pricey for what it is.
Yeah.
But the production on it might be nice.
You want to talk about overproduced. Like, this could be a Cards Against Humanity box. And instead, like, it's a full square box, like, with a custom molded insert and fancy tokens and indicators and a board. This game doesn't...
Well, the board is for track, like, that makes sense. But it might be bigger than it needs to be.
I feel like you could have had a card for each of them and, like, a small, like, Hanabi disc that slides along the... Because it's 1 to 4 in either direction.
Yes.
Like, there's 0 and then 1 to 4.
Well, yeah. I do like that they use all the art from the game. And this seems like what a board game version of this would be.
Yeah.
Right? Because I can't think of another way to do that game other than this. I'm sure the devil doesn't play as much in this game as he does during the base game.
I don't think there's a way to really beat the game.
Yeah.
And the most exciting thing about this, if you have far too much money and you don't know what to do with it, you can pledge the crown tier at $25,000, 20,000 pounds. You get a real crown made of silver and gold by Danish jeweler artist Stein Holm, an award-winning goldsmith whose designs focusing on pure lines are a perfect fit for the art style of Reigns.
Nice.
The unique crown is going to be handmade in 925 sterling silver, then gold-plated, set with 5.02 carat diamonds.
Nice. If you don't want that, you could just get the royal tier, which has like a crown headband you can put on,
like a girl's little hair thing. What are those? Are berets.
Headbands.
There's a different term for that specifically. I'm pretty sure.
And guys can wear them too.
Yes, but I don't think I've seen a girl wear them in like a decade and a half.
Yeah, I can see that.
Maybe longer. Yeah. Might go back to like middle school.
Uh-huh.
They had like the little combs in them that held their hair back.
But your crown, as they show here, can be literally anything. Sunglasses, a cup, a hat.
A piece of paper.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's Reigns. Still got a little ways to go to fund, but plenty of time. A month.
Yep.
So, moving on.
Up next is Windward. Very well funded, $92,000 of its $20,000 goal, 1,764 backers, just under 3 weeks left to go, and its most popular pledge is $54, also known as its only pledge.
So Windward is a strategic board game where you are flying airships around trying to fight giant air beasts and then get the special gases that keep everything aloft from these monsters and take it back to the ports. So it's a kind of a cool little round board that's like the planet, and each player is a big airship. It's asymmetric, so each airship has different abilities, and you fly around and there's like a little bit of tableau building as you build your crew for your airship. You have a little player board that's your airship. You build your crew, which gives you abilities to go fight monsters, and you add up like your cannon value and like any special abilities from your crew, and then you roll some dice, and that helps you fight the monsters. But
Leviathans,
they have a different word for them even.
It is, it says Leviathan.
They look like
cresters. Yeah.
They look like space whales or sky whales.
Monstrous flying Leviathans. The kind of cooler thing, so you can fight other people. So if I fight a big crester and I get a bunch of shit, but I spend a lot of resources to do it, Zach could just be hanging off in the clouds to the side and be like, actually, I'm going to come attack your ship and take all that stuff you just got from that, and I'm going to go deliver it.
That makes sense, yeah.
And then you can also, your big ship can launch little ships that fight the little ones in the lower clouds. So it's like a multi-tiered.
Yeah, because if your big ships can't fight the smaller ones because you're on a different air level. So
there's also a mechanic where in the center of the board is a wind indicator that moves along their hexes, and so it'll point along one of the hexes. And any movement you do along the wind costs no movement.
Right.
So you're basically trying to based on what the wind does. And I don't know what the mechanic for adjusting the wind is. I don't know if it's like a card draw or if it just slowly rotates. I don't know. But you can use the wind. You get
it's I'm pretty sure they have a giant fan in the center that just has it has that button hit down. So it just rotates.
But is it like a very set, steady rotate, or is it like a random jerky fucking weather vane?
No.
I don't know. But so you get like 4 movement points or something like that normally, but then you can move unlimited if you move with the wind. So you're trying to use the wind to like slingshot you into, the crester you're trying to attack, or the ship you're trying to raid, or the port you're trying to make it to. And yeah, you give different orders to your crew, manage crew morale, storage space, supplies, all of those things, ultimately trying to be the best at doing this thing.
Space cloud whale hunting.
Yep.
Space cloud whale hunting. Sounds vaguely interesting.
There was a concept video someone made many years ago to try and get it into like a TV series or a movie or something. It's like a sci-fi version of this where it's people like hunting weird cloud whales in like Jupiter's
I think I
gas.
remember that.
It's really old and it never went anywhere, but it was a super cool video.
It is.
That's exactly what this reminded me of, except this is more like steampunk with a sci-fi side.
Oh, are they actually related?
No, these are not. But when I saw this, I was like, oh, that's like that video I saw like 15 years ago.
I don't think it was even that long. I don't think it was that long ago.
It seems like it was a long time ago.
It does seem like, I think it was probably like 2 years ago. It just seems like 15 years ago.
We'll split the
Because
difference.
that's how time works.
8 years ago.
Yes, there you go.
Sure. I still think it was sooner than that. But yeah. It looked kind of interesting. The component quality is really good. Your big airships are on like a little clear tower, and then your little like long ships
Flight
that are the
stands.
smaller ones
Yeah.
are slightly smaller flight stands. So like it actually gives you like this multi-height kind of, I don't know, look on the board.
The board is modular as well.
And one of the stretch goals that I think they already hit, even though they didn't fund.
No, they're funded.
They're funded.
They're very well funded.
I'm sorry, I was thinking to the last game. Yeah, but one of the stretch goals they did hit at 85K is
Double-sided
It's
board.
double-sided.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and at 100K, which they're getting close to, they're going to upgrade the red cresters to increase the size and add an alternate pose to further immerse you into gameplay.
Yay!
And the big ships went from 40 millimeter to 70 millimeter, so
Big
they've
ship?
already.
Oh, that is
Bigger ships.
bigger. Yes. I don't know. Looks kind of cool. I haven't got to watch any of the gameplay videos or anything. I'm not super into steampunk, but this one's like sci-fi steampunk enough that I weirdly do like it.
Yeah.
So apparently I just need steampunk to move from the Victorian age to the space age, and then I can get down with it.
You're in.
You're in.
So that's Windward. Go check it out.
Yeah. Next up in Kickstarter is Epic Jungle. Very well funded. 104,000 of its $50,000 goal. 1,900 backers. Still 2 weeks left to go. Its most popular pledge is access to the Pledge Manager, because there's also a Star Realms expansion in this, which is the most popular pledge. Without saying so.
Yeah, I mean, maybe people just want to get all the epic stuff in the Pledge Manager, or they just think it's easier to be like, hey, I'm just going to do the Pledge Manager.
Yeah.
Because is that like the minimum pledge to hit the Pledge Manager?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Which is kind of weird that the other $30 new player tier doesn't get you the Pledge Manager?
I mean, it does when it ends.
Oh,
but
yeah.
the $30 just gets you the Pledge Manager with a $30 credit.
That you don't have to
also
spend
known-
on the new player tier.
Correct.
Yes.
You can spend it on the
Yeah.
Star Realm stuff that you actually want from this
Yep.
Kickstarter.
Okay.
So Epic is like that sort of, here's Magic the Gathering, but everything's like,
One cost or something like that.
yeah, and also everything's like God tier cards,
Yep.
and you craft everything. Or you craft your deck however the hell you want, basically. But this is a new expansion. I'm surprised Epic is still around.
Yes.
Really? Because they have the like Epic Duels thing now. There's been a bunch of expansions. I just don't know who's...
I feel like I've never met anybody that like really liked the game.
Yeah.
I remember a lot of people who were excited for it, and then they played it.
Yeah. Even their description here of like a game of Epic might go like this. This is completely over the top, and it doesn't sound fun to me at all. But it goes, on your first turn, you play a Frost Giant and attack your opponent. Not wanting to take 8 damage, she plays a surprise attack and drops a T-Rex on the board, blocking and killing your giant. You fireball the injured dinosaur, finishing it off, then end your turn. Your opponent draws a card at the start of her turn, then plays a Dark Knight and attacks you for 5, knocking you down to 25 health. It's like, they make that sound like that's supposed to be really exciting, but only one of you is down 5 health and you just played a couple quick turns, and it's like...
But all the cards you're supposed to be using are supposed to be like really crazy shit. That's like the whole hook of the game. That's why it's called epic.
Right.
Everything you're playing is like a rare or a legendary or something.
But it's kind of like that, syndrome from The Incredibles.
Yeah, if everything's legendary, nothing is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
they really push you need to own 8 copies of the base game so you can make all the decks you want, because you can use as many of those copies of whatever that's in those 8. I think they've moved away from that a little bit. But the cool stuff is there's a new Star Realms expansion that's also in this. That is the High Alert, I believe. We'll get there. Yes, the High Alert card set. There
we go.
5 boosters, basically. There'll be 12 cards in each. They've done this before with different sets. It's what started the first combo Star Realms cards that have multiple factions.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
This seems like it's going to have one of the sets, it's going to have more heroes, they're titled Heroes, Invasion, Inquisition,
and something tech. And then you get the Kickstarter exclusive 14 card for Strike.
How much are those for the pack?
They look like they're 25. So with 30, it'll probably be 25 plus shipping.
Yeah.
For that $30 pledge.
I wonder if it'd be $5 shipping.
Yeah. For 5 booster packs.
Yeah.
It seems like the tech cards are a new kind of card. They say tech on them, like Warp. Pay 2 money, draw a card, then discard a card. It takes 4 to put out, but it's not a base. It's not something you can destroy. It's just like a tech you have off to the side.
Okay.
The heroes seem like they're pretty similar. They did the different faction starting decks in the Frontiers set. This seems to just be more of those combinations or different heroes. They show a red and green. There's already a red and green, but now here's a different one that you can use. And all of those heroes usually have a unique ship that gets shuffled into the deck that anyone can use. It's just that's a special card that's only in the game that you use that hero with.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And, some other weird fucking ships.
Is that if you play 2?
So, there's always been a synergy thing.
Yeah.
If you have 1 synergy, you get to draw a card. But if you have 2 synergies, you get to draw an additional
double
card.
synergy.
Yeah, that's neat.
Definitely pushing those.
Yeah, the double ally mechanic.
Synergistic management solutions is what I'm saying.
New ships and bases, they list everything here. And then there's the 14 Kickstarter exclusive new cards, including ships, bases, and tech, which they kind of do with everything.
So that's really what people care about.
Yeah. You can also get some Hero Realms add-ons and stuff. You can get some of the first Kickstarter promo packs and play. Yeah.
Are you still collecting Hero Realms?
I continue to have all of Hero Realms.
All right.
I have did the full pledge for the new Hero Realms, which is starting to ship.
Okay.
Which is probably why they've launched this Kickstarter.
Makes sense.
Yep. But they always on all their Kickstarters you can always get whatever the hell you want. They'll sell you everything they got.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess we'll take your money. If you just want all this excess shit we have, yeah, we'll take it.
And I guess if a promo pack from one Kickstarter is only offered through another Kickstarter, it's still Kickstarter exclusive, technically.
Yeah.
So, but that's Epic Jungle.
And last up on Kickstarters, we have That's a Wrap, the game of filmmaking frenzy. Just funded. About $9,000 of its $8,000 goal, 185 backers, and 3 weeks left to go. Its most popular pledge being $29.
Yeah, so this is a kind of weird party game thing again. Card drafting, dice rolling, movie making game for 2 to 5 players. Everybody in the game is a movie director who has been hired by a major movie studio trying to decide what movies do you want to make. It's weird that they say you're a director, but you just randomly pick genres. Well, not randomly, but most directors have a style they're known for, and the studio picks the director to get the style they want.
No, these are the directors that are just like Ron Howard or some people that are we just need you to film this, and all right,
I'll do it well.
I'll do it.
But so
You have no style of your own. You just
Right. You get down here. So each round, you're going to go through 6 phases to make a movie. So starting off, you reveal all of the possible scripts and the different actors that are available for the round. Then you choose your genre. So you have like a deck, like a hand of genres. You pick one and everybody reveals them simultaneously. If you are the only one who does a specific genre, you get a bonus for it because, hey, you're unique. Then you use money to bid on the different scripts and actors that are available, which kind of makes sense, like how Hollywood works. Like, you buy scripts, you buy actors. Then you can play some different cards that is studio meddling. So, like, there's some fuck you cards that they say you can take out if you want a friendly game. And then there's some, like, bonus cards that, like, give you boosts in different areas. Then you release to theaters. So you add up all the different money symbols across all of your cards, and then you roll the dice and you see how much money you get. And whatever movie does the best there gets an audience choice Oscar. And then there's the Oscar ceremony where you look at star power, writing, like best actor, best writer, and then best director or something like that, best film. And you see who won the most Oscars. You play 4 rounds of that, and then at the end, whoever has won the most Oscars across all 4 rounds is the best director in Hollywood and has won the game.
I do like that for determining how well your money does. You just literally just roll some dice because you're just like, I don't know, it could be great. Or people just completely just
They don't
miss it.
I'm not sure they're standard D6.
No, I don't think, probably not.
Yeah.
But I'm sure they...
I mean, I see 1, 2, 3, and 4. But I mean, it could be like 1, 1, 2 2s, 2 3s, and a 4.
Wait, what'd you say?
1, 1, 2
Okay.
2s,
No,
2 3s, and a 4.
Okay, I missed that. I thought I heard 2 1s, 2 3s, or 2 2s, 2 3s, and a 4, and I was like,
It's a special die that looks like a D6, but has 7 sides.
Yep.
You said there was 1 1, 2 2s, 2 3s, and a 4?
That was my guess.
That is 100% what they
Yeah.
are.
There you go.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So you're
Because there's a range of, like, if it's like a smash hit or a flop. So it's just sort of adjusting that a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. But there you go. 100 entirely original, diverse, and beautiful illustrations. 50,000 possible film combinations. Like a horror movie with a courtroom script starring a child actor. Yes, please.
I think one of my favorite things of this is it's not just another social game where you're not just like trying to sell your movie. It's an actual game.
Right.
Right. You're just putting something together. It almost in this regard reminds me of Networks.
Yes.
Where like you're putting together like a weird actor who like maybe works well with what you're trying to do, because they show like this actress here's got like 2 star power points and a money icon. So like she'll help you earn more money and she'll help you with like getting best actress, but like they've got different varying amounts for those different things. Like a comedy nets you 1 like bonus point that applies in every category, and I can imagine that like, other cards might give you different amounts of bonus points across the board. I don't know. They don't have a lot of good examples of like what all the different cards are. Like, so I can't tell how common it is for like an actor to have a, given star point and a money icon. Like, is there some that like they give you a lot of star points? Like they're really good at winning an Oscar, but like nobody fucking goes to see their movies. So they're Oscar bait.
Right.
They just don't make any money.
Yeah.
I don't know. Obviously, you want movies to do well to get money because you'll use that in later rounds for bidding. So there's that incentive to, pump out those Michael Bay flicks.
Oh, yeah.
Just make a lot of money. So.
Yeah.
Yep.
But if everyone goes for that genre, you don't get the bonus.
Yeah.
Right. There you go. That's
It sounds like an actual game.
It does.
Yeah.
So that's a wrap, and that's a wrap for Kickstarter. So
That was too easy.
Yeah.
it was real simple. Which brings us over to some listener feedback. Starting with some emails.
Emails at milehighgameguys.com if you would like to send us an email, like this Ofer person did.
Don't know who that is.
Titled question. Dear M High Game G's and Adrian's beard thing. This is Ofer from Slack. Sorry, my question was delayed. I wish I had it prepared for the Q&A episode. In the spirit of Adrian's bullshit Vinos replaces viticulture, What are each of your 3 favorite games that you have never played? I assume this is just like games that you would like to play and
No.
have
What's
yet
your
had a chance.
Yes.
Good question. I don't know.
You don't know?
I need to think about it for a second. I hadn't seen that before, so.
Jeff, you got any?
Going down the list. I want to play Black Angel and see what that is.
So Black Angel is a favorite game of yours. Good to know.
Cool.
Continue.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
That's what this question is.
It is.
I want to play that new Dune game.
Okay. Well,
new Dune game into the microphone.
The
old new.
Yeah, the old new game. Yeah.
Ye oldie new Dune.
Yes. And I mean, I still want to play that Tapestry game, the Civ building Stonemaier game.
I think my 3 favorite games I've never played, probably... See, and the problem is, like, I definitely drawn a blank on... I know the games in my mind, but I'm drawing a blank on all of the names. So there's a big, giant 2-player UVA game where you're, like, doing farming in the vague Mediterranean area that I've heard is really good that I've never had a chance to play. It's another one that's just a huge box of his that's supposed to be really good, has supposedly a really great expansion, but I've just never gotten around to playing it. That's one of them. I'm sure 18 something that I haven't played. You could probably just throw a dart at a big wall of 18xx games, and since I've only played like 4, you're going to hit one I haven't played, and sure, that's one of them. And what else have I not played that I've really wanted to play that I think would actually be a favorite?
Another 18xx game.
Sure, throw a dart at another there. Irish Gauge from Capstone.
Gotcha.
I heard
they had a printing error.
Yeah, on like literally all the boards.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like a piece of binding tape somehow interacted with the ink, and so like you can just see along one of the folds like a strip that's like bled through the ink. It's very noticeable.
Yeah.
But it's also one of those where like if I got it, I'd be like, man, that kind of sucks. But I'm still gonna be able to play this game.
Right.
Like it doesn't really matter that much.
Gotcha.
So
for me, my 3 favorite games that I haven't played, and I just love that I haven't played them, is Antiquity. No, not Antiquity. Roads and Boats.
fucking Antiquity is easily one of my top 3 favorite that I haven't played.
Roads and Boats. I'm glad I haven't played that one. Newsfjord.
Stop hating on Splatter.
No,
But Newsfjord...
from Uwe. I'm glad I haven't played that one. And then I know there's
What did Newsfjord do to you?
it's just a game I don't. I love that I haven't played it. And then I'm assuming I'm sure there's an 18xx game that's fantasy based. Is there one?
There's the Lord of the Rings one.
Well,
That's like Third
the
Age
2
or whatever,
that exist are not official. They're
Okay.
They're people who have done like custom ones that they've never really been released.
All right, then
so there's Third Age, which is a Lord of the Rings 18xx, and then Sweater Mike here in Denver is working on 18 EB, which is 18 Eberron, which is a D&D fantasy setting.
Gotcha. Okay. Well then, all right, I'll just go with 18 OE. Third favorite game that I've never played.
There you go.
Yeah.
Good stuff, Zach. I don't know how we're friends.
Thank you, Wilfer. This next email is from the hater. Bad European Geography Part 2 of who knows how many. Now that Adrian is back, part of the crew again, he apparently felt sorry for Jeff and didn't want him to be alone. Guess what? A county is not a city. In the Q&A episode, you were all asked why Liverpool is your favorite English city. By the way, my answer to that is Jurgen Klopp. Adrian mused that it might actually be Manchester before deciding that it was actually Lancashire. The problem with that is that Lancashire is actually county, not a city.
Okay, I just didn't know that.
The true irony is that the Brass era, Lancashire contained both Manchester and Liverpool. That's why Brass Lancashire has both Manchester
also definitely
and Liverpool.
Lancashire.
It's
Lancashire has both Manchester and Liverpool on the board.
That's what I figured. That was what I was like, yeah.
Anything in England that ends in shire is a county, not a city. But not all counties end in shire, because that would make too much sense. Anyways, this explains why here in the United States, cities have city police, states have state police, and federal government has feds, but counties have sheriffs. Anyway, welcome to the Bad Geography Club, Adrian.
See, I don't think I fucked up geography. I just didn't understand that Lancashire, because I don't know shit about England. I know where it is. I know that kind of stuff. Just because I didn't know it was a county and not a city. I don't know if that's a geography fuck up.
I feel like it is.
I feel you're talking back and just digging yourself a bigger hole for the next time.
Yes.
Just accept it.
Accept it.
It's certainly not as bad as confusing Denmark and Norway.
I didn't do that, so...
Sweden, then.
Next email.
Netherlands. Denmark and Netherlands. I can remember what your fuck up was. It was ridiculous.
This next email is from Spencer. Don't worry, we'll just point out every single thing that you do wrong from here on out, because you've done it a couple times already, and we haven't said a word.
I don't know.
Look Back Machine, this email is titled. I've been meaning to suggest this for a while, and now that you're on stream, I think it makes more sense. For your Look Back Machine music, I think you should use a bit of Wayne's World 2 when they all do the different endings. Now that you're on video and you can do hand motions as well, I assume there's a link to that.
There's a link to that on YouTube.
Yes. Also, since you mentioned unlimited questions and emails, anyone played disc golf lately? There was some disc golf talk in Banter a while back. Wouldn't mind hearing more.
I haven't played disc golf in years.
It has been entirely too hot.
Also, yeah.
One of the times I played when it was really hot, like near the end of the 18, and this is at the Johnny Roberts one, which is a very small course compared, like the longest one is like, I think 289 feet or something like that, whereas a lot of the other courses will have holes that are regularly like 500 feet, right?
Uh-huh.
But at the end of these 18 holes, I was dying. It was horrible. And it was just hot. And because it's right next to a creek, too, so it gets a little bit more humid there, and it's just not fun when it's so hot. But still trying to play when the weather allows.
There you go.
Yeah.
Also, is Zach a Fish fan? Fish, Phish, the jam band, is what he is asking about. He made a reference about the band during one of the Gen Con streams. I don't remember this at all.
Did you intentionally make a Fish reference?
I don't know if I did or not. I'm not a fan of them. I tend not to listen to jam bands.
Nor am I a fan.
No.
Could it have been Wes?
I don't know.
I don't think.
I know Lance is a Fish fan. And he has gone to like 10 of their shows this year or something like that.
Cripes.
Yeah.
Jesus. Fish fans are crazy.
Yeah.
They go to like Fish shows all the time.
They were playing this weekend here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and they wouldn't let people camp because the prairie dogs are infested with the plague.
No, is it the plague?
Yes.
Yeah, it's the plague. It's not leprosy.
Not leprosy.
This makes so much sense now, because I had seen that Lance had been attending a 3-day prairie dog cuddling event.
Yes.
And I was like,
yeah.
The fuck?
Yes. Yep.
And so, okay, it's the Fish show.
Yes. Which is what he mentions here.
Also, he posted about the festival this weekend and issues with the prairie dogs spreading the plague. Just wondering, since I would prefer jam band talk over Adrian's Nickelback obsession. Anyways, keep up the most podcast, Spencer.
No.
I would prefer all the Nickelback talk versus any jam band talk.
Yeah. I tend not to like bands as much that meander. Like, I listened to the new Tool album, and I'm not a fan. They have like a 15-minute song, and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
It is easily the single most self-indulgent album I have ever listened to. Like, Maynard was finally just like, he has reached peak Maynard.
Yeah.
And just went fucking batshit with it.
Which is weird. It boggles the mind that it's been so, like, everybody, all these reviews and stuff that people are like, fucking this album is amazing. And I listened to it, and I was like, what the fuck is everybody talking about?
There's some good parts, but yeah,
lost. there are some parts of songs that are good, but then there's like 5 extra minutes of other shit in that song that I don't care about.
Yeah, the things that are good in that album are definitely lost in the just general like self-indulgentness.
Well, and even that, most Tool albums for me, like I have a list of this is my Tool playlist of songs I like from them.
Your Tool kit.
Yeah, it'll have too
easy.
Yeah, 2 to 3 songs from each album because like the ones I like, I really like. The ones I don't like, I really don't like. And after listening to this one, my playlist remained the same.
I'm still working my way through it, but I think there are probably a couple songs from here that will make its way over. It does another thing that some bands do, and it's one of the problems I have with like Spotify, and like sometimes I'll just like, oh, I like this band, I'll add all their shit.
Yeah.
And then I forget that like they have songs that like you don't necessarily notice it when you're listening to the album, where it's like a middle song that's like a weird little instrumental that just serves as a transition until you do it like on a Spotify random on a big playlist, and it's like, what was that weird fucking thing that just happened?
Yeah.
Tool does a lot of that.
Yes, I do.
Gorillaz does a lot of that.
Gorillaz does a lot of that. So no, there's going to be some stuff in there I like, but I have noticed with Tool especially, all the things I really, really like from Tool are all the things that actually make it on the radio.
Yes.
Like,
well, yeah, I would agree with that. There's
no like deep cuts from Tool that I really love. That's like, they never play this, but it's so good.
I mean, like for me, I feel like I've never heard Eulogy on it, and that's probably my favorite song from them. But
I don't know if I know that one.
It's like an 8 minutes. I think is like the most I can have for a Tool song, and then afterwards it just gets too much.
The nice thing when you just put on the album, it's just 30 minutes of Tool, and you don't necessarily realize that one song has been 15 minutes of weird instrumental shit.
That is very true. Yes.
So you're saying Tool is the popular jam band?
It is.
Tool is the jam band of prog rock.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
I also don't listen to Tool, so
yeah.
There's some Tool I like. I love some of the Tool songs.
Yeah,
and I love Perfect Circle.
Uh-huh.
Like I really like Perfect Circle.
I do too.
Although some of their new stuff has started to go the way of Tool.
I still ended up liking the new album from them, but this one for Tool, I was just like, no, this is too indulgent for me.
For taking like 20 years to make this album, it got something. So yeah.
Yep.
There's your music corner from MHGG.
Yeah.
None of it was about Nickelback.
No, rather talk about Nickelback than any jam band ever.
I might agree.
Yeah.
That wraps up emails for the show.
Emails at milehighgameguys.com.
If you want to send us an email. We have a new comment over on YouTube. I wonder if it's somebody encroaching on Paulo's corner. It is not. It is Paulo continuing to dominate Paulo's corner. On our stream from last week, 2 weeks ago, audio-visual, episode 155.
Audio-video.
It says audio-visual.
Then that's weird.
That's probably just me uploading it wrong.
Yes.
No, because that's the one that was the duplicate on the thing. So whatever you typed definitely uploaded to YouTube as audio-visual as well. Anyway, Paulo comments, think the sound on these needs to be a little higher, I would say. Smiley face.
Yeah, mine is video. So that's you.
Yeah, verified.
Whatever.
He seemed so proud when it was me, but then apparently it just doesn't matter now that it was him.
Nope.
Anyway, I think that was a sarcastic thing. I don't know. I haven't listened. I probably should check the YouTube ones to make sure they're uploading and still sounding good.
Probably.
Because they sounded good on Twitch.
Yeah.
And everything we're live streaming is supposedly saving to an MP4 on my hard drive that I can then just upload directly to YouTube. But maybe I need to do some audio tweaking. I don't know. I'm not sure if that was a serious comment or not. Paulo, you'll have to send us an email or something and let us know.
Or another comment.
Something like that.
Got all these sarcastic friends that aren't helpful in any way, shape, or form.
God,
They
that's
actually
one
need
of
assistance.
the worst things doing some of the audio troubleshooting. Like somebody be like, it sounds great. And then somebody else is like, it sounds like garbage. It's like, I can't tell which one of you is fucking with me.
To be fair, it was Paul who said it sounds great. And you said it was like, but Paul said, and I was like, let me read it. And how I read it, I was like, no, he means 100. This is 100% bullshit comment.
This is all bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thanks, Paulo, for the comment over there on YouTube. Zach, do we have any BGG responses? Do we have a BGG? When was our last BGG thread?
The Q&A.
Okay.
So no.
So what we're going to start doing for BGG threads, I think.
For the ones where we don't have like Friday episodes for
because we're still in transition, and I don't know if Friday episodes are going to come back as a regular feature If you, for some reason, as a podcast listener, feel that is a glaring mistake on our part, please let us know. But
please say attention, Adrian.
What we're going to do is BGG threads, where we're going to mention the weekly episode we do on Sunday nights, the live stream, and then it'll release on Wednesday for news, Kickstarter banter. And then we'll also use those threads on BGG as kind of an upcoming like weekly like forecast of what streams we're planning on doing and what days. There'll probably maybe still be some drop-in stuff. Like, I don't think I'm ever going to get Megan to commit to doing a stream like far enough advance to make those threads. It'll just be like, we'll wake up a Tuesday morning and be lounging around and be like, hey, do you want to do a 2-player like Agricola stream? And she'll be like, fine, I guess. And then, hey, surprise, we're doing a Tuesday stream.
Hour and a half later, once you get the audio sorted.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping it's fixed now. I think
there was definitely some different plugs happening. So.
Yes.
I think now it's all set up. Like, I don't think it will ever need to change. Ever. Ever again.
Do you want to knock on that table underneath us? There you go.
Surprised the dog.
I'm surprised the dog didn't just lose her shit. But yeah, that's
feedback complete.
Yep.
All the listener feedback. If you want to get a hold of us and leave us some feedback, you can do so in a multitude of fashions. You can send us emails.
Emails at milehighgameguys.com.
You can follow us over on Twitter, where I tweet under @MHGameGuys.
I am Zach_MHGG.
I am Jeff_MHGG.
You can find us on Facebook and Instagram, both /MileHighGameGuys. You can follow us on Twitch, where we're streaming right now. As I'm saying this, not when you're listening to this.
Unless you're listening now, which I don't think many...
And you can just go and watch it and get to this part and actually see him say that.
Yeah. But then we won't be streaming. That'll be pre-recorded.
True.
So, anyway, you can follow us on Twitch. You can catch us on Twitch, twitch.tv/MHGameGuys. And then we have a YouTube, but I'm not going to say it because currently it's a weird link because we haven't hit the, I think, 100 subscriber mark is where YouTube lets you do a custom URL. And we're only at 48 subscribers over on YouTube. So we appreciate follows on Twitch and subscribes on YouTube. They cost you nothing. Subscribes on Twitch will cost you, but subscribes on YouTube are free. Follows on Twitch are free. So subscribe, follow.
We haven't asked for subscribers in a while.
That's true.
No, we haven't.
Yeah.
But it really does help, especially with the actual audio or actual video production stuff, Twitch and YouTube, those things actually do matter.
Yeah.
Like, you know, if you subscribe to us on YouTube versus just going, or not YouTube, like iTunes versus just downloading, like, we just care about the fucking downloads from the audio side of things.
You just download it from wherever the hell you want.
Yeah.
The video side of things, follows and subscribes matter.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, so the YouTube's going to have both for a while, like at least a little while of
the audio only,
Yeah.
and then the video.
The edited audio only,
which will be basically the podcast just on YouTube, so like Paulo can continue to just hit play and do whatever Paulo does while it plays on YouTube.
If you're on YouTube and you're just like, I cannot stand the sight of them.
He just goes back into hibernation until the next episode
Yeah.
releases.
But then the unedited stream of us here with on camera, I damn near said on mic, but I caught myself. On camera, you can watch the unedited full stream complete with ladders and dogs and everything. But yeah, plenty of ways to get in touch with us, to follow us, to see what kind of content we're putting out, and to interact with us. So go nuts with all of that. That I think pretty much starts to wrap things up. As always, we would love to thank our sponsors, Gray Fox Games. Their latest Kickstarter, After the Empire, will be relaunching on September the 3rd.
Tuesday.
So right before this episode comes out. So you can jump over to Kickstarter right now. Check it out. It's going to be revamped. They are going to actually have some videos of like actual gameplay and redid like the Kickstarter page to really show off a lot more of what the game has to offer and why you would want to back it. So be sure to check all of that out, and we'll talk more about that next week once we can actually see the full Kickstarter and we can see what all is going on with it. So, Jeff, do you have a prepared statement for us?
As is tradition, Gray Fox Games, quality games cleverly crafted. Also, we're not tools of the government or anyone else. Fighting was the only thing I was good at. But at least I always fought for what I believed in.
There you go. Proud of you, Jeff. Keep up the good fight. That brings the episode to a close.
Never give up.
Never
Surrender.
Never surrender. Anyway, be sure to tune in on Monday, tomorrow,
So you're
or
not going to
2
hear
days
this.
ago.
Only if you're on the live stream.
Anybody on the live stream or who watches this in the morning, I guess. Or you can, on Wednesday, it should actually be up on YouTube. You can go see us do a 6-player
5 or 6
5
player.
to 6 player Smash Fest of a Game of Thrones 2nd edition with the playmat and the Mother of Dragons expansion.
Yes.
And it's
That
going,
playmat up there.
Yeah.
That's
I don't know if
I don't know if you can
currently
actually
have
see
that
it.
on the stream.
You do. Well,
I do, yes.
Yep.
It's a little washed out.
It's
up
a
there
little
in the
washed
corner.
out. I don't know how it's going to look with the lights on the table, but it should be okay.
It is currently very close to a light.
Yes.
It is directly under one of the big lights.
If it's too shiny, I do have the actual boards too. But
If it's too shiny, we can also play with like the light and the camera settings to, hopefully get it to work out.
yes.
We're gonna get done here and then immediately go into that. And we're not streaming until 2:30 Mountain Time.
Ish. Always
ish.
a ish.
Until we're fully locked down on our audio stuff, 2:30-ish. I'm like everybody but Ant is going to be here at like 1 to get in position, start doing mic checks, start doing audio tests. So we have an hour and a half to hopefully work out kinks before it's going to start.
Yeah.
Ant's going to get here at 2. We're going to get him mic'd in and then be rocking and rolling 2:30. I'm hoping 2:30 Mountain Time works out. Game of Thrones. And I may or may not play. I might end up just doing
Yeah.
chat and stream and monitoring everything so I'm not like distracted and,
And also, he may go insane.
I might go insane. But Wednesday listeners of the podcast, go check YouTube, go check Twitch. It'll be up. You can see how it all went down, who played, who was what faction, who won, who was betrayed, who did the betraying, all of that. It'll be there. Should be a lot of fun.
I'm leaning towards
looking
not
forward to
winning.
it. Jeff will almost certainly not win. I think Zach will convince somebody to make a critical error that will give Ant or Paul the victory. That's my prediction.
Okay.
If I'm playing, Zach's going to
It'll be you.
Me
It'll
to do
convince
the
you,
critical
yes.
error
Yeah.
that will give Paul or Ant the victory.
And Wes will also be here.
Yes.
Wes will also be here. So it'll be a really good time though. We're looking forward to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that pretty much.
That playmat's been in the mail for a long time.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So
A guy just walked it from one UPS.
Yeah.
it really feels like that. But yeah, we're excited about that. So check it out one way or the other, either live if you're catch this in time or after the fact on either Twitch or YouTube. Yeah. Thanks everybody for listening / watching. And as always, I've been your host, Adrian.
I am still Zach.
And I'm True Crime Jeff.
Bye.
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 Punchboard Media, where we all
Bring something
to the table.
pull up a chair
At punchboardmedia.com.